outrage around the world after Britain's Prince Harry shows up at a costume party
dressed as a Nazi, threatening Nazi.
And that just seems like a moment of extremely bad judgment. It was a moment of complete and utter thoughtlessness. You know, he was young, he was very troubled, and he was drinking far too much. And he was a bit of a loose cannon.
At just 20 years old, Harry is earning a reputation as reckless and self-destructive.
He was photographed incessantly after he'd left school during a sort of gap year, falling out of one nightclub after another.
And he has a run-in with the paparazzi that leaves a photographer with a split lip.
For many years, it was a real worry about what would happen to Harry because he didn't seem to want to be a royal. He really kicked against it. He wanted to be a normal human being.
When Harry arrives at Sandhurst Military Academy in May 2005, the pressure is on to turn over a new leaf.
He'd not had that discipline for so many years. People were concerned that Harry wouldn't find his way.
Sandhurst is nothing like the lavish royal lifestyle that Harry has become accustomed to. And throughout the 44-week grueling training course, he's treated like every other soldier.
It could be said it kind of knocks a bit out of you.
General Lord Richard Dannett was chief of the British Army.
In the early days, the first 5 or 6 weeks, when the training is really tough, it encourages people to rely on each other, to help each other.
Harry is one of the guys, yet there are painful reminders he's still a royal. When his unit deploys to Iraq in May 2007, Harry is forced to stay behind.
There have been a number of specific threats, specifically aimed at Prince Harry. And it's for that reason that I've decided that the risk to Prince Harry is too great.
I think when he was told he couldn't go, it was a really low point for him.
I didn't sort of join the army thinking that I was never going to go on operations. It was very hard, and I did think, well, clearly one of the main reasons that I'm not allowed to be going is because of the fact of who I am.
But months later, a secret deployment to Afghanistan gives Harry a taste of the front lines.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm out here as a normal JTAC on the ground and not Prince Harry. It's very nice to be sort of a normal person. For once, I think this is about as normal as I'm ever going to get.
It was pretty much a turning point in his life, but I think he realised the seriousness of life, really rose to the responsibilities.
But after 10 weeks on the ground, his mission is leaked, and Harry is immediately evacuated.
It wouldn't have taken Taliban or others long to have searched around and perhaps found where he was. So there was a risk to him, but I think also if there was an increased risk to him, there was an increased risk to the other soldiers who were around him, and the only sensible and safe thing to do was to bring him back.
He was very angry. To use the words of his private secretary, he was boiling mad, and he sort of headed for the gutter.
What did that look like?
He started drinking very heavily. He was fed up with who he was.
Who he was is also causing tension in his relationship with his longtime girlfriend, Chelsea Davy.
She really wasn't that fussed at all by the trappings that came with Prince Harry.
In April of 2011, Harry brings Chelsea here to Westminster Abbey for the wedding of his brother, Prince William, and Kate Middleton. There are 1 million people lining these streets, and millions more watching on TV around the world. It's an intense spotlight that Chelsea struggles to cope with.
And actually, she was very determined that that would not be her life, and she wanted a career of her own, and ultimately I think that was one of the things that ended their relationship. She didn't want to live inside the goldfish bowl.
Harry does not either, and he is determined to return to the battlefield.
When he came to see me, he sort of sat rather slumped in a chair and said, the trouble is, I can't be like a normal young man. But that time in Afghanistan had given him 10 weeks to be a normal young man, and he desperately wanted to replicate that again. And he accepted, and his private secretary accepted, but probably the only way he could go back was within the anonymity of being inside a helicopter, and he'd therefore need to learn to fly a helicopter.
After 2 years of training, Harry not only becomes an Apache pilot, he is the top gun on his weapons course.
He got it on his own. It wasn't because he was a prince. He actually had to fight really hard for it. He was one of the very top Apache attack helicopter pilots.
Harry returns to Afghanistan in September 2012.
He did exceptionally well.
Brigadier Neil Sexton was Harry's commander on the ground.
You go out there with the anticipation of having to use the Apache's weapon systems and to bring them to bear without any collateral damage, and also to conduct yourself in a way that's safe in the most demanding of environments.
I actually believe that his success on those Apache aircraft was the making of Harry. I think Harry, who had spent all his life being second best to his brother, being the spare, suddenly found something that he could do and could do better than anybody else. And that gave him confidence that he had never ever had before. And he just, it changed him, I think.
When Harry leaves the army after 10 years of service, his future is uncertain.
I don't think there are any career options for a royal prince. It's easy for William. He's heading towards the throne. I think being royal for Harry was a burden and a curse because he was only the spare. What was his job? What was his way forward?
As Harry finds his way, another romance is on the rocks. This time with his girlfriend of 2 years, Cressida Bonus.
She really did love him, but I think the situation of being with Harry and the huge circus that came with it was overwhelming for her.
I think Cressida took one look at what life with Harry would have involved and just turned her back on it. You know,
She didn't want to be a princess.
I don't think any sane person wants to be a princess.
Who would want to be a royal princess? It's a burden.
When we come back, Harry opens up about his royal role.
He's living this life that he's been born into, it's not his choice.
He decided he might leave the royal family.
And then Meghan Markle's big break.
She got lucky. She undoubtedly had a great audition, a great screen test, and she hit the jackpot.